What about teenagers is different from other kids?
Because teenagers are aware of their world, of their surroundings, and kids know their own. They create their own little world.
Can you name a few things that you like about high school teens?
Oh, I like the way they have, they like the justice to find justice in every little thing, in every situation.
Okay, so like making things equal. So like,
Yeah, but parenting is another stuff. But I really like that, honestly.
do you like being able to interact with teenagers on a daily basis?
I'm trying because my sons are teenagers, so.
Yeah.
Would you say that your methods towards working with teens is effective?
I think so because I want them to be a good people, good citizens, good. So I think my methods are going that 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 point.
Okay. What is one thing you wish you didn't have to deal with when it comes to a high school student?
They're talking back.
Oh.
That's,
How do you think kids act during school life?
they behave better than home.
Okay. Is there a quality you wish teens had?
Being more respectful with adults.
Where do you think this generation is headed?
I think the world right now is harder than before. There's less values than before, so you guys have to work harder to make it better.
Do you think you're bettering what's happening like with teens or worsening it?
I think I'm trying to get better.
All right. Thank you.
You.
So, what about teenagers differs from other kids like that you've ever been associated with?
Well, I taught fourth grade for a while, and I'll tell you, fourth graders are not so interested in the opposite sex. They're not so interested in doing their own thing. Having people at the high school level, kids are more interested in their social life, whereas fourth grade students, for instance, are more interested in obeying a teacher. So you have a little bit more tension at the high school between when a teacher asks for something and what the student wants to do than at an elementary level.
Well, since you see so many students every year, where do you think the generation is going to? How do you think the teens will be in the future?
So, are you asking me, do I see a downward trend, for instance, in students?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I do. I think I see students, the more we get more social with the technology, I think they're losing their academic skills, and I think that we're getting a little bit more rebellion.
Do you think you're bettering that, like helping that, or anything like that?
I don't know. All I can do is encourage people to study and to do their work. I try to meet students where they are. I'm trying to bring in a lot more technology, but I really don't have a lot of control over what goes on in a student's mind other than their their studies. So.
Okay. Do you like being able to interact with teenagers on a daily basis?
I like Saturdays and Sundays off, but Monday through Friday, yeah, I really enjoy it. I open up my classroom every lunch. I have several clubs I'm involved with. I'm always talking. I try to be available because I know that sometimes people need people to talk to. And I do my best to help the students. I do enjoy working with students.
Since you've been here, do you have any embarrassing stories, some weird stuff that you've encountered?
For an unnamed student.
Out of the ordinary.
No, not really.
Would you say that your methods towards working with teens is effective?
Based on grades? Or?
Your personal opinion.
I think that I do a pretty good job of getting students interested in some of the literature that they don't want to read, like Hamlet. Do I get them to make better choices in life? I don't know, but I encourage them towards that.
Is there a quality that you wish that teens had?
Yeah, I guess so. I think I wish that teens were a little bit more open to listening to adults. I know when I was a teen, I wasn't. I think it's just a teenager thing. But I think there's a lot of wisdom that gets wasted on people your age because you're not willing to hear our experiences. I mean, I think you have a hard time thinking about getting older and about all the things in the future. And if you would listen to what we're saying, I think that it would benefit you. On the other hand, the things that we would say to you are exactly the things that I think you're fighting against. We would say less parties, less fun, more study, and I don't think you want to hear that. So, yeah, yeah.
What is one thing you wish you didn't have to deal with when it comes to high school students?
Okay, so maybe different types of things. One thing I wish I didn't have to deal with academically is writing. Reading, student writing is, I mean, if you can't fall asleep, that's what you want to do. On a personal level, I really hate dealing with students who come to me and they say something like, my dad beat me up, or, you know, I'm dealing with this kind of issue. And it's things that I can't, as a teacher, do much about, but I feel very passionately about it. I hate being in those situations. I mean, I love that they come to me and I want to help them, but that I wish I didn't have to deal with as much because I think it happens more than most people realize.
All right. Thank you.
That's it.